Welcome to a briefing on finding your best next opportunity. I know you need a job now. The question is, how do I get started? Who can I call? Is there anything on the internet? Hi, my name is Doug Caldwell. I'll be your meeting facilitator. I want to make some observations and help you with your discussion and discovery, and most importantly, decisions on your future focus, the resources that you might need in your job search, how to schedule your week, the networking go-round, and the free-for-all. Let's get started. Here's a diagram that I've copied out of the classic book, What Color Is Your Parachute by Richard Bowles. I've got the hiring authority here on the left side proceeding up the triangle, and I have the typical job hunter starting at the top of the triangle and moving down. And if you notice, the further they get along in their job search and looking for people to work for them, each gets further apart. My suggestion to you, if you know the strategy of what goes on between where the hiring authority tends to start and that they like to hire people whose work is already known to me, why not circumvent the whole process if at all possible, get over on the hiring authorities, scale over here and start working down in their realm sooner than later, because the employers start here. The first thing they don't do is to place a public want ad. Also from the Richard Bowles book, What Colors Your Parachute, some reality check on for getting your resume to achieve results online. Some employer must start to get desperate, go through a whole sequence of steps and so forth, trying to find you somewhere out there in cyberspace, and at the end has got to decide, after studying their electronic resume on yourself, that they really like you enough to want to invite you in. Pretty tough odds, and you kind of wonder why nobody gets hired, or at least it seems that way. Nobody gets hired via the internet and just strictly resumes. Offer to you the idea of getting a future focus on your career. Proverbial question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's actually a two-part question. My encouragement is to work on the what you want to be rather than the issue of when you're going to grow up. Which path to pick? You got plan A, you got plan B. Why not quest for the best? There can be some confusion and some uncertainty at the beginning of your job search, but I would encourage you to start off with plan A. Sometime along the way, though, we might be sidetracked either because of financial or lack of financial resources, timing, and other considerations, and there's always the allure of what's available to help you stay in the job market, and might have to land that temporary job before you're landing that job that is really best for you. Keep questing for the best, but we need to have a reality check that sometimes the allure of the available is much better. Schedule your week. Don't be always looking for a job, but you need to have some weekly and monthly events. Shop around what's the best fit for you. Don't hang around too much with unemployed people. Unemployed people are not necessarily going to be your best lead to hiring you. You might want to try hanging around with people who already have a job. A free-for-all, you probably have many questions, but let's focus on developing that elevator speech. Those few brief comments that you might offer to somebody that you casually meet on the elevator between floors. You need a brief, succinct, concise 2-minute verbal resume that sums up and provides anyone listening a very concise idea of who you are and what's going on. Keep in mind, a resume is important to have eyeballs on it. So many are just scanned and tossed in the heap, and there are some limitations to simply limiting your resume to an email format. Take a look at niche networking, getting involved with those groups that might be a focus on your career and all. There's a point here that I'm trying to make with my diagram of the 3 C's, the career, the community, and the compensation. You've got an isosceles triangle. Each point on the triangle is equally as important to each other. So at any point in your job search, career might overweigh compensation, community might come to the top of your triangle, career might take over from compensation, community might shift over here. You get the idea. The triangle can be flip-flopped back and forth during the course of your search. Develop your interviewing techniques so you can be an effective negotiator. Goals without deadlines are only daydreams. Plan your work, work your plan, watch out what you're doing, and what are you going to do next by when. Keep that in mind. The more you can do sooner, the sooner you can land that best next opportunity. I've discussed this already, but just again, this issue here of what's important now and in the future. Compensation may be on top now. It may be followed by career, next by community. Community may go on top. Anyway, your top choice can change during your career search. I'd like you also to remember some 4 F's in the job search. First is the financial resources necessary to get to the end of your job search. Keep in mind that the job search is a function of the length of the job search. The more time and effort you put into it, the shorter your job search can be. Have some faith in yourself, others, and a higher being. You have maybe a bit more time on your hand, and some faith in yourself and others and a higher being make the difference in getting through your job search. Remember, you get through your job search, you don't get out of it. Be focused. What do you want to be when you grow up? When you're lost and in that quandary, sure, any fork in the road may help you arrive at that destination. But we want to take the path, the destination, that lands you in that best next opportunity. And have something more than just networking. And that's what was described as fellowship. Know and be engaged with others that is beyond just having their name in a Rolodex or a PDA or a Palm Pilot, something like that, a BlackBerry. Really know people and know what their needs are and see what you can do to help others. Be a servant of others.